Hey, you're back! Welcome everybody, Coach Alex signing in. Oh yeah, that's right. So, as we jump into it, what is the topic of this entire video? It's gonna come down to this magic word, and it's all about focus. Yeah. I bet some of you are probably thinking, oh, seriously, are you about to tell us what to focus on? And I literally remember, right, this. When I was in uni, I had a wallpaper, and this wallpaper literally said this, right? Focus is my greatest weapon. But you know what happened over time? It became a wallpaper. I didn't even see the words anymore, right? I kept it there for a couple of months and it just completely, disappeared, right? I'd like all of you who are watching this to erase all those thoughts, whatever that you've heard, whatever feelings that come of the word focus. Like I said earlier on, and many of us have actually, gone through that word, and sometimes it's so overly used, That's the thing, it's so overly used. But I think the bigger question, right, that we should all be addressing is, what should we actually focus on? For some of us, yeah, it's pretty clear cut. But at the same time too, we get a lot of other people telling us what to focus on. If you're a student, focus on your studies, right? And it's always got to do with, in Asian countries, like in Malaysia especially, it's always got to do with focus on your career, right? Get those savings in so that you can buy that first piece of property and then, move on into other things. We hear so much. But the question is, now coming back to that, right? What should we actually focus on? So, starting at a very high level, what we're going to focus on, write this down. Your focus should be your fulfillment, your individual happiness. I know that's a big word, and I know that, that's one thing that each and every one of us, we all have our own definition of happiness and fulfillment. And the thing about this is that we are all at different points in our lives. And at different points in our lives, we have different priorities. But the big thing about that now is, how do we look at our priorities? Are we aware of our priorities? And are we changing with our changing priorities? That's the big thing there. What happens when we're not changing with our priorities? I'll tell you what. Stress. You're gonna get stressed out. You're gonna get like, oh my God, what am I doing? Why isn't anything going? Why isn't anything moving? I'm so stressed out. I feel like I'm not going anywhere. That right there is just the major red flag telling you that you are now focusing your time on things which no longer matter to you. Yeah, that's right. And I've had really tough conversations with some clients too. The sensitive topics that come up, I'll speak to you as a fellow Malaysian as well, right? One of our main key values, what we prioritize most, has to do with family sometimes. It has to do with the people closest to us. These are technically our responsibilities as well. Yes, I'm not saying they're no longer on your priority list, but you gotta know how to shift your priorities basically. You gotta find the balance between what's important now and what's important later, what's important for yourself, for myself, for the people around us. Before you get lost in all this, what do we go into the 12 specific categories, which, well, to me was enlightening, right? So hopefully this will give you much more clarity in terms of what a fulfilling and happy life's all about, and ultimately what to focus on. Here's something for you to basically do as an exercise. If you're watching this video, you have some time, get a piece of paper, and I want you to start grading yourself on a scale of, let's keep it easy, 1 to 7. Now 1 to 7, right in the middle being neutral, right? It's like, yeah, it's okay, neither here nor there. If you go up to 5, it is somewhat good. 6, good. 7, very good. Vice versa, the other way around, if you go down to 3, it is somewhat, not good. Number 2 is not good. Number 3 is very not good. So grade yourself on a scale of 1 to 7, right? Now, the 12 topics, jumping straight back into it. Number 1, love relationships. Are you happy with your romantic, other half? What is happening there? How would you grade it? Everything's subjective, by the way, so how would you grade yourself there? Number 2, friendships. How are you doing with your friends? Are you spending enough time with your friends? How would you grade that too? Number 3, adventure. Now, when I talk about adventure, what I mean here is by a sense of variety, right? Is there enough spice in your life, to keep you excited about life? That's what I mean by adventure. A lot of people these days tend to forget about adventure, tend to focus too much on making money. Number 4, environment. Like literally your physical environment, your home, right? Are you happy? By the way, did you know that your state of mind, right, is a reflection of your home? You know how that saying goes, make your bed before you leave, before you start your day? All that's got to do with your state of mind. And some of you, okay, this is an interesting one. Maybe some of you might have watched on Netflix too, Marie Kondo. Yeah, or Kondo Marie Kondo. The lady who like basically cleans out, like closets and stuff like that too. And it follows this lady who goes to different homes who basically helps people to get rid of stuff which they no longer need. That's an interesting one as well, right? And I invite you to try that too. The next one, 5th one, health and fitness. How would you grade yourself there? Number 6, intellectual. Your intellectual life. Now I'm going to touch on the following 2 which are somewhat related, right? Your intellectual life, that's number 6. Number 7 is your skills. And number 8 is your creative life. Now the reason why I'm bringing these 3, there is some slight overlap, but let me break it down a little bit more. When it comes to intellectual has got to do with you basically ingesting more content, right? Reading. Are you reading? Are you learning from somebody new? Right? Are you expanding, your horizons? Are you expanding your mind on a day-to-day basis? Maybe not day-to-day basis, maybe week-to-week basis, maybe monthly basis. But the idea is, are you learning something new? Up here. Number 7, skills. Now, skills is more of a doing base. This is what you are crafting your skills. You're honing on your crafts and you're improving your skills, like knife sharpening, or maybe, for example, if you're in martial arts, are you improving in terms of martial arts, right? That's one little thing. Music, there are many different things, right? Are you practicing enough to increase your skill and whatever that you're doing, D-O-I-N-G, doing, right? So that's number 7. Now number 8 though, your creative life. So creative life, now that's something also which I personally am exploring a little bit too. It is about your creative outlet, right? Like what did you do outside of work, right? For example, for myself now, I'm rediscovering my passion or like my love for music, right? And in doing so, what am I doing now? As part of my plan to build my creative life, I'm actually looking to spin a little bit more, like DJ spinning, right? And that's something which gives me a sense of fulfillment when it comes to creative life. So this is a little example for you to think about, right? So we've come to 8 different things now. Now we got 4 more to go, really quickly. Number 9, we've got spirituality, right? We live in a multicultural country. We live in a country where there are multiple religions as well, to each their own, right? But the thing is also, are you going deeper? Are you getting in touch with your spiritual self even more? Something for you to think about. Or do you feel disconnected? That's spirituality right there. Now number 10, career. Career, I think this, especially in Malaysian countries, this is one of the main things which we focus on, right? But in your career as well, what are your goals, right? Do you have goals for yourself? Or are you just in the rat race, in the grind? Yeah. 2 more things. Family life, self-explanatory. Number 12, last one, community life. Are you giving back? So everybody, there we go. We got the total of 12 different categories, but mind you, like I said, we are all at different points in our lives. There's impossible for us to cover everything all at one shot, but it begs the question, what is important to you right now? Now, if you were going through that little exercise as we went through the 12 areas, if you graded yourself, it should become pretty clear like what areas you would like to actually work on or improve. And guys, there we go. We're talking about focus. That's right. We're talking about focus. So this is giving you just a little bit of clarity as, well, you and I, we all move forward together, right? And here at PropCoach, like Coach Taco and myself, yes, we are real estate coaches, but we're also, as we've said earlier in this video about fulfillment, your individual happiness. So the idea now is, what would make you happy right now? You. Not what other people think, you. So that's the number one, the big question you probably got to ask yourself. Like, what would make me happy right now? That little feeling inside, and you're like, ah, yeah, feel so good, yes, feel so good. That's the kind of feeling that you're after. There we have it, everybody, right? Now, follow up, just a couple more follow-up questions on the 12. Once you've graded yourself, right? There are a couple of the questions that you need to ask yourself, right? So, here's this. If you've scored a 4, right? My next question to you will be, what score would you be happy with, right? If you're at a 4, let's say in terms of your career, but you'd like to go up to a 6, right, to be good, my following question would be, what do you need to do in order to get to that 6? Follow me? And lastly, make sure there is a timeline. By when? I think you have it now. We got the 12 areas in terms of focus, right? Now, as we move forward, again, identify what matters to you most. And in closing, last point to make, a coach actually shared this with me, my own coach, right? He said this to me, right? Alex, it is impossible for anyone to master their lives in just one day. My learning from that was patience. All right, everybody, I hope you got that one down. And by the way, as always, if you got any questions, you know what to do. All you gotta do is make sure you just reach out to us. You know, we love questions. You should know that by now. And you know what? There we have it. Everybody, have a good one. This is Coach Alex. I am signing out.